Yo, what's good? What's good? Welcome to the Epic Entertainment Critics. I am Antoine.
And I'm still James.
And got a couple things to talk about. Got a movie review. Got a couple of trailer reactions. And we're going to talk about a little Marvel and a little DC news. But before that, I got an intro. All right, I'm back. Okay, so went to see Prodigy. Went to see Prodigy this the other day, and it was a pretty good movie. And I'm gonna talk about what it was about and how should you go see it or whatever. So Prodigy was this movie about Prodigy was a movie about a young man that was gifted and also probably a little disturbed, and it was something else behind it. Now the trailer showed you one thing and the movie showed you another thing. It was two separate trailers that made this movie look totally different in two ways, and I'm gonna show this trailer real quick just to give people an idea of what I'm talking about. So this is the trailer for Prodigy.
Nurturing genius.
He's our little prodigy. Miles isn't wired like other kids.
His intelligence is off the charts. I don't have an exact score, but it'll be very high.
He's special.
Mommy, what's wrong with me?
Miles is having a very difficult time making friends. I want you to tell me everything that you remember.
I don't remember anything.
Miles's brain is extremely well developed. He may need a specialist.
You must be Miles. Miles is dangerous.
I don't feel safe with him in the house.
Oh my God. He's so different now. I feel like I don't know him.
Mommy, will you always love me? No matter what I do?
All right, that was a trailer for Prodigy, which was better than the movie. And so, yeah, that trailer boasts a movie about a child that's super smart that was disturbed and did things on a higher level that that people couldn't. Well, I wouldn't say people couldn't understand, but he did things on a higher level that frightened people or whatever. But that was only for real like a subplot of the movie. Not even really a subplot. It was like something very small in the movie. So, okay, the other trailer, which I don't want to keep showing all the trailers, but the other trailer made the movie look like a totally another movie. That was like a supernatural movie where it begins where the doctor's hypnotizing the kid, and he said, "Hey, whoever's in his body, I want to talk to you." So it's like a supernatural possession movie, and so when he was, so you kind of say, okay, what the hell is this, a possession movie or is this about a disturbed child? So and it's hard to talk about this movie without kind of spoiling it because some of their main twists are part of the main plot. So, I mean, I'm going to start by talking about the performances. Now, most of these movies are told through, when it's about a child, it's mostly told through the mother eyes, and the dad is like a prop. What do you mean, sweetheart? you're crazy. It's just a kid going through a phase.
He's
You know how,
just a kid, hon. Don't
Right.
worry about it. As he sharpens some scissors in the back room.
right? So it's told through the mother eyes. And she did a good job too. She kind of got like a weird look to her. She got like big ass eyes. Her name Taylor Schilling, I think her name. I think how she said. And it's all about the mother seeing her son. First, she's so proud that he's smart. Then she started noticing, damn, this dude doing on some devious shit. If that was just the movie, I would have been on board for that. If that was just like, you ever seen the movie The Bad Seed? Like an old school movie with the little girl that was evil or whatever. If it was kind of like a remake of The Bad Seed or The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin, about like a kid that's real smart, but they just like, they real devious or whatever, I would have been on board for that. Or he just so smart that he come up with these ingenious plans. But no, that wasn't the case. It was a reason why he was smart, and it wasn't because of his intelligence. It was because of something else. I don't, and I kind of really don't think it's spoiling it if I say that, because they said in the other trailer, it was kind of like a possession thing, where the intelligence was coming from the other entity. You get what I'm saying?
Kind of bleeding through.
Right. Where he was like a normal intelligence probably kid, but the stuff that was happening that was smart was from the other entity that was taking over his body or whatever. Which the other entity wasn't a genius. They were just pretty much like a grown person intelligence in a child. That's all it was.
So what they did was they had two different storylines they could have gone with, and they decided to half-ass both.
Well, see, I think they went with this original storyline, the possession storyline first, but when test audience seen it, they was like, man, this ain't nothing new. So they went with the Prodigy storyline, because it shouldn't even be called the Prodigy, but they went with that Prodigy storyline to make it more interesting, which it did to me, because if it was just a possession movie, it'd have been like something that should have went to Netflix, to me. But they decided to go with the old, he's so smart that he's gonna do something so different. So talking about some of the performance, like I said, the mother did a good performance on. She just had this kind of weird look, but she did a good acting job on not knowing what she was dealing with this boy. I'm gonna talk about the boy, because these movies, the kid can make or break these movies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where you're gonna have to, you ask the kid to do a lot of heavy lifting if you're gonna make a movie called Prodigy and it's about a crazy kid. Jackson Robert Scott, that's his name. He did a fairly good job, but you know what I notice about these movies, that it's better when it's a girl that's evil than a boy. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the movie The Bad Seed, when they got a little girl that's so fucking evil that you like, oh my God, she's up to something. For some reason, that works better than when they have. Go ahead.
I think like a big part of it is like you when you think about a little boy, you know that they gonna do some stupid, messed up stuff every now and again. So like
Right.
in your mind, you're already prepared for it. But girls, like you kind of get bought in on girls develop a little quicker than boys,
Yeah.
and they don't do the same level of crazy stuff that boys do. So it's like there's that much more distance between what they should be and what they are.
Yeah, and then you look at they look so cute and innocent. My Little Princess, they can get away with a lot of shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
Where,
you
like you
got
said,
a little boy in one movie that looked like he up to something. You got a little girl that looked like butter wouldn't melt in her mouth.
Exactly. And I think that's kind of make it work. That kind of that makes this concept works better with a girl. But it was okay. So we used the boy, and he did a decent job on trying to be different. Trying to the little subtle stuff. But he didn't. He didn't knock it out of the park. But he didn't do a bad job. You know what I'm saying? Where you see some performance, you're like, man, this little dude gonna win the Oscar for this shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing like that. Sometimes it was a little too a little too over the top where you can tell he was trying. But I mean, I don't ask much from a kid because you got the adults in the movie just gotta, I don't know, they need to, like, the kids gotta carry it, but it was more on the mother performance too. But I wasn't like I said, I just wasn't blown away by the little boy. He did some devious stuff, but it's more like I could tell he was acting. Then I was actually kind of scared this little kid is really evil. You know what I'm saying? Rock is like,
I mean, you already got the name of an old man, so that don't help.
So you said what?
You already got the name of an old man.
Oh, that's his real name. But so in the movie, the kids start, he showed this intelligence. They put him in a smart class. So he did something like attack another kid, right? So in this movie, they miss a lot of opportunities too. So in this movie, you would think, since he's so smart, he's going to do something that's going to, when he hurt another kid, he's going to do something that he's not going to get the blame. They're not going to know he did it. It's just going to be the only person that's going to suspect it is probably the mother or whatever. But no, they didn't do that. I mean, and you saw on the trailer he had a wrench, and I don't know how to talk about this movie without spoiling it, but I'm gonna tell you like this: it was just one scene where a kid made him mad. He just went in the janitor closet, grabbed a wrench, and came to the kid and started beating the shit out of him with the wrench, and that was the end of it. How was that smart? You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was like, you showing this kid is dangerous, but you didn't show he was smart. You know what I'm saying? Just. And it was for the littlest reason too. It wasn't like it wasn't like a bully did something mean to him. It was like, and we talking about like 6-7-year-olds. They like in 2nd, 3rd grade or something. And, he just like, hey, I want to work with this girl on the school projects. Dude's like, I'm sorry, we already working on a project together. Okay. Turned around, came back with a wrench. Just started hitting that kid. And I was like, y'all missed opportunities. Because I think the formula for this movie, for movies like this is you show the kid is smarter than everybody else by doing something to people and not even getting in trouble for it because nobody knew he did it. And the one clue that showed he did it, only probably the mother would know, so that would make her suspicious, right? That's usually the formula.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
no,
I mean, because
in front of everybody.
Even thinking about it, man, like, I don't.
So it's stuff like that the movie really, misfired on to me. So the Prodigy angle was just a red herring, dude. The whole Prodigy angle was something just to get people in. It was more about this possession. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that because the possession was by they didn't say it in the trailer, but it's like as soon as you see the movie, you'll kind of know. But the whole thing is the entity in him was doing all this, not the boy. So that was kind of like the whole deal.
Right.
And I'm sorry, I'm kind of spoiling it, but like I said, I don't know how to talk about it without spoiling it because it's nothing, all you can talk about is probably the performances. So, and then we had the dad, the dad is like, after a while, he's like, look, I don't trust that little dude because he was, doing devious stuff. So every time he get caught up, he'd be like, well, I don't know what you're talking about, start crying. And then the mother come in and say whatever. Then he kind of look smiling like, yeah, I got your ass.
So not only is the kid not a prodigy, the entity ain't that smart in an adult in and of itself.
But the adults ain't never smart. They always just props to push the plot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I mean, the dad's taking the kid to a mental home because he's doing all this shit. And, he tell the little dude, and the little dude, like, what? I thought we was just finna go to school or whatever. He said, no, I'm going to take, like, why you tell him? He's smart. So he's like, no, I'm taking to, somewhere that can help you, son. and all this. So you know how that ended up happening. You know, that didn't end well for the dad at all.
No.
You know. So excuse me. So
Thank you for. Can I just say thank you for seeing this without me? I really appreciate it. Because like you know how I am, I'd have been hot in that theater.
I know this movie played like a standard horror movie, but they set it up like it was so much, like it was so smarter, and it was not at all. And they also got a lot of elements of The Omen in there, where the people that know the kid is up to something think that you just picking on, think you trying to hurt a child. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they was using that angle, but they didn't do it as good as they could. You know, that's why I was like, this movie missed so many opportunities. But you know, and it's just a standard movie. The psychologist, they had a good scene with the psychologist where the kid was basically outwitting him, where basically the kid basically was like, when the entity pop out, when the kid pop out and the entity come up, like, look, man, I'm gonna tell you like this. Because not the psychologist, he was like a hypnotizing therapist or whatever. He was like, I want to talk to the people, the person inside his body, and he came out like, look. He said, now what's your name? Who are you? He said, look, don't worry about my name. He said, look, it's like this. You ain't gonna tell my mama shit. I'm running this shit. He said, I'm gonna take this little boy body, and you ain't gonna tell my mama shit. And if you do, I'm gonna tell them that you molested me, and they're gonna listen to me and not you. I mean, so
oh wow,
that was the only time I felt like the kid did some old devious shit. The rest of it was just some bullshit. And I'm kind of spoiling it a little bit, but like I said, you can't talk about the good shit without even talking about the Zach stuff. But so it was a cool movie, a cool watch, something on Netflix or something. It ain't nothing that you want to go see. And I don't want to spoil the ending, but I'll just say it was similar to somewhat like the Omen or something. So I'm gonna leave it at that and wrap this review up. But it on my rating scale, I give this movie all right. It was all right, and it was worth, like I said, worth renting, watching on Netflix. It'll kind of it's fairly entertaining, but it played by the numbers. All the movies like this do. You got the worried mom. You got the I don't know shit dad. That's just a prop. Then you got the professional people that's trying to help them that actually know about this stuff. I got a friend that's an expert in possession. You always got a friend that's an expert in whatever problem they got going on. You know what I'm saying?
My cousin's boyfriend's brother is a demonologist.
Right, and they come over and tell them what the problem is, and then they'll say, first they'll tell them, "You crazy," and then when they see something they don't that they can't believe, they go back to them. What I need to do? Well, first you need to do this, you need to do that, So it played by the numbers like a possession movie. A possession movie, by the numbers possession movie. But it boasts to be something smarter like The Prodigy, which would have been a good movie to me if they would have went that route, but they went with the possession route, not the bad seed route. So yeah, I'll give it yeah. I give it an all right. Like I said, just all right. It's like a rental. It's worth just renting. And if you just need kind of a scary movie to watch, that's what that'd be a cool little movie to do. So I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna wrap this up on that movie. That is the Prodigy movie review. I might want to put spoil on there because I don't think I spoiled it too much, but those are all the good moments. All right, so I got a couple of trailers I wanted to do before I jump into that movie news. Let me see here. And I thought I say that trailer. Oh, there it is. So, let's see. So it's a movie. It's a movie that I saw. I saw it, and I saw a few people that reacted to it already.
That was...
And I was like, that looks stupid. And I started watching this trailer, and it kind of like messed me up a little bit, dude.
Oh yeah?
That's why I want you to check this mug out. It's called Ma. Now, it's starring Octavia Spencer. As many people know, she kind of started in a lot of little movies as a side character. She got like, I ain't gonna say she got a weird look. She kind of like got big eyes. Like she's not a traditional leading black lady. She's kind of like that side character look. You know, she's heavy set. She got like kind of real big eyes, but she's actually real funny too. When she was side characters. Now I'm gonna give you a movie she was in that you probably wouldn't even know she was in. She was actually in the first Spider-Man movie. She was one of the ladies. She was one of the people that when he went to the little wrestling ring, and he signed up for the fight. She was sitting right there. And she was like, next. He's like, yeah, I'm here to sign up for to fight the whoever Macho Man character was. She was like, he gonna kill you. Hope you got insurance. All right, next.
I do remember that. I do remember that.
So, you know what I'm saying? She just came up getting little big parts, but she was funny. And I remember her in Bad Santa. She was like one of the hookers that he was like, hey, come here. She's like, so no, I ain't messing with you. Last time, I only want to say, so last time I was messing with you, I didn't shit right for a week. Anyway.
Oh, man.
So anyway, she pretty funny. But she started being in more starring roles. And she was in a movie called The Help. She had kind of a big role in that movie. And I think she's been in more of those. She's been in a lot of those historical movies, which they tend to blow up. And, you know, I think she started to fall into that mystical Negro that category, because I've been seeing her in supporting roles for, you know, leading white characters where she always giving them all this advice on how to do this and do that. It's like, you know, stop telling them how to be the leader and you fucking lead. But, you know, that's a whole nother thing. Right.
We ain't got time for that fight today.
But see, the whole thing is she's a good actress and she, you know, she had to take what she can get, you know, and roles like that is what they want her to do. So, I ended up seeing this I saw the little thumbnail of Octavia Spencer. You know, I'm looking like, what is this? Another a biopic or about, you know, the civil rights movement, or, you know, something in the 70s about, you know, when they always got the black characters kind of talking like, you know, we's are gonna do this. You know, I was like, I don't like seeing I know those how a lot of people talk, and I'm not down on them, but I get tired of seeing that after a while. But
yeah,
I saw a little bit of this trailer, and this ain't nothing like that. So I'm gonna let you watch the trailer, and I'm gonna let you see what I'm talking about. So, you got to pull it up. I forgot. Can you? You got to pull it up.
Yep.
Okay. So I've been talking too much. All right. I'm gonna press play. So without further ado, Ma.
Are you going to meet a boy? No sex or booze. Okay.
Whoa! Maggie came to party. Let's get filthy. What you sipping on? I got you talking crazy.
Excuse me, can you buy some booze for my friends and I?
Not interested.
Please?
Hell. Whoa, there's my girl. This never happened, okay?
Thanks again for doing this, ma'am.
You guys want to party like rock stars? Follow me.
Let's get drunk!
The bar is open.
What do you think? We don't know this chick.
It ain't much, but it's all you.
Cool basement.
You're free to do whatever you want down here, but nobody go upstairs.
This is so sick.
Welcome to Mars.
What? Love Ma.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
How did she get our numbers?
You know where the party is. Those earrings are beautiful, Maggie. You got a sweet mama, huh?
Who are you with?
Just some kids from school.
You have a boyfriend. Men are dogs.
There's something off about Mom.
Seriously? She's homeless. And her basement's pretty much the best drinking spot in town.
We can't go up there. Shh. What the hell?
Thanks for these earrings.
What happened last night?
You don't remember, do you?
Are you guys mad at me for something?
I don't want to hang out at Ma's anymore.
Don't make me drink alone. Don't make me drink alone.
Max, I want you to meet someone.
Nice to meet you, Maggie.
We went to high school together.
Why's my son
You smell just like your daddy.
spending time at your house?
Hey, guys.
That bitch is crazy.
Probably something wrong with me.
Oh!
How does it feel to be on the outside looking in? Let's get this party turned up.
Why are you doing this?
This is the most fun I've had in a long time.
Oh my God.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
that's why I said I thought that was gonna be just, that old, we as black people need to, that same old biopic crap they used to always do with her. But no, this is a fucking horror, psychological, stalker, thriller movie. And
Like,
I was not
bringing back the psychosexual horror genre. God damn.
Yeah, and it actually looked scary.
God, I'm entirely too excited for this movie right now. My voice getting all high and shit.
Yeah, so that kind of like threw me for a loop. Like I said, I didn't expect that. And I was like, damn. And then, so I really like some people like, oh, this is, it's kind of negative seeing a black person being crazy, but whatever. I really like the reverse to the mystical Negro. So I'm playing the mystical Negro. Oh, I'm gonna buy you some liquor. Y'all can come to my house and party. I'm gonna dance for y'all. I'm gonna do the robot. As soon as y'all little drunk ass fall asleep, I'm gonna fuck y'all up. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it is.
But like, and that's what makes it so great. It's like for so long, like we've either been like black folks in films are either gangbangers or it's the mystical Negro. Like there's like nothing in between. So like to see it, like, you know what, fine, you know what, y'all just being kids. Why don't you come? Y'all can, drink and party at my place.
Right.
Now watch y'all little motherfuckers go to sleep.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, it's all look like some privileged white kids and shit. Can you buy us some liquor? No, do your fucking homework. But I just like the fact, like I said, I'm used to her being that mystical Negro character, and which a lot of people don't know what that is. Mystical Negro character is basically the black character to come in to help the white character be better at everything, but they ain't doing shit for themselves or their family. But it's kind of like the reverse. I played that, but guess what? It was all part of the plan.
Well, for folks that are having a hard time conjuring up, the mystical Negro because you don't know when it is. Think of like a really prominent example of that being like other ethnicities would be like Mr. Miyagi in the Karate.
Right. That's the same. It's the same concept. It's just with an Asian character.
And
Miyagi, Driving Miss Daisy. Legend of Bagger Vance. The list goes on, motherfucker.
That was her thing. Was like all these white ladies' lives was going to shit, and she came in and showed them how to do right.
And that was in a movie she was in called The Help. The same thing. Let me show you how to do this, girl. You need Crisco and to make chicken. Let me show you how to make fried chicken and all that shit. Like, okay, enough of that shit.
And so it's like needed to not be, I don't even know what to call this anymore, man. I'm just down.
I was like, and there was some disturbing images because it looked like she was sewing somebody's lips closed or something. And
I don't know if
she
you
had the dude on the table with the knife. And I was like, oh my God, what the hell is she about to do? So, and what it looked like? It looked like a character that got done wrong when they was younger. And now they just getting their revenge on their kids. That's what it kind of looks like. When the story all comes out. Like, I went to high school with her.
I actually saw it a slightly different way. Not so much done wrong, but like their parents were the cool kids when she was in school, and she always wanted to be part of their group, and they wouldn't let her in.
But
now she's recreating all that with their kids.
I know, and
like obsessively.
But the fact that she's stalking them and doing shit to them tells me that somewhere along the line she was hurt.
Well, it's part of the the cycle of stalker behavior when the object of obsession, quote unquote, betrays the stalker. Basically, when the fact that the stalker isn't welcome finally sinks into their head, that's when they get violently obsessive and they start trying to destroy the thing that they once loved.
Right. Right. When they
she's just
turned down or whatever. And I mean, I understand that. We don't know if she got done wrong or she just was rejected or whatever. Whatever the reason, it just they always give you a reason. Usually they give you a reason towards the end of the movie. This is why she's doing this because such turned her down for a date, or we used to call her fat ass or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, whatever it ends up being, they gonna let us know.
But
they gonna let us know.
When I first saw that, I was like, man, who gonna go to somebody's basement? And I was like, you know what? When I think about it, when I was that age, but hold on, when I was that age, if it was a place where we could go and get away from adults and party, I would have been down for it. You know what I'm saying? What are you looking like that for?
I get that's because you was a cool kid. I was a square. We didn't do that.
I wasn't a cool kid, but what I'm saying is, but by the time I got to teenagers where I was too young to drink, but I was old enough to know, I was old enough to start having those vices that I wanted to, but I wasn't 21 yet, so I'm like 16 through 18 before I could really do anything. I got my license, I can drive now, so now we out our parents' house, but we couldn't go over nobody's house and drink and do stuff that we weren't supposed to be doing because everybody's parents were there. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, where can we go? And so if somebody was like, if somebody was like a grown person, like, oh yeah, y'all could all just come on my house and we do adult shit before we was ready to do it, I'd have been like, shit, yeah, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So I understand the why they was drawn to it, but I can't see how, if you had a bad experience once, why would you keep going back? But I don't know. Maybe it's because that's her leverage though, because they was doing shit they wasn't supposed to be doing, and they would have probably ruined their future. So they was like, she probably was like, hey, I got you on phone doing this. I got you recorded doing that. And if that comes out, you in trouble. So, you better not say shit. Because what she was doing was illegal.
Right. But, hey, like, straight up, though, can we just say, like, Octavia Spencer makes a great second fiddle to her eyes in this trailer, man.
Well, you know what? She got the look of a... Like, okay, you know what she looked like? I was thinking maybe originally they wanted like an attractive, smaller, maybe a little younger, but around like like a MILF-like character that young enough to fit in with the young people, but you can tell they older. But she ain't really that character. She more like a older mama look. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Where
because what I was saying like this. One lady that looks after all the kids, in the neighborhood.
Right.
She got that about her. Like, she everybody mama.
Right. She looked like a real mama. She don't look like a MILF. that the moms they're so young that she can actually hang with her daughter. She looked like the kind of mom that you respect because she looked like your mama. She looked like everybody's mama. You know what I'm saying? And she looks just like a friend of mine, mom. That my friend, he passed away, God rest his soul. But she looked just like his mother, like same height and everything. And it was funny because it just how would she'll tell you, hey, you better do this, and you ain't gonna talk back to her because she's just like a mama. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think this is gonna be actually pretty good, man. I'm interested to see when everything turns. You know how these movies go. They all fun and games. It's all this person's the best person ever till something happen that's gonna just turn all that shit, flip all that shit around.
Yeah. Like, and especially with this being some dumb teenagers, how much you want to bet there's at least 3 of those moments?
Yeah, but I feel like these teenagers are extremely dumb, though. They just look like they just look like they coming from a place of privilege, and they just like saying like, "Hey, let's go to Mom's. Mom's is the best place." If she recording y'all on y'all phone and doing crazy shit, what are you talking about? Let's go to Mom's. I'm good.
Like, I'm gonna tell you another reason I'm really down for this. This is the first time I've seen this done in a world that has smartphones. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
the closest thing I've seen to this, and it wasn't anywhere near the same, but like that psychosexual vibe with like all the guilt, shame, and horror that goes along with it, was Jennifer's Body, and that was a mishandled property. So.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that one, but
like to have that where it's like, oh no, we got everything. I can show you right now, and I can show anybody right now.
But I think this movie really gonna survive as a horror movie. I mean, I think it's really gonna thrive as a horror movie because it had all the elements there. You know what I'm saying? I was wondering, how's it all gonna end? And then I'm thinking like, okay, now all these little teenagers, which are very annoying in these movies, I'm worried that I'm going to be on my side. You know what I'm saying? Because I hate when they do these little horror movies and they try to get you to follow these little teenagers where we supposed to root for and hope they beat the main antagonist that's scaring everybody. But if the antagonist has got more charisma than the little stupid teenagers, hey, I hope she win.
Like you sitting there in the theater cheering while somebody getting beat up, Well, like you show that little mo.
Right. It's just the fact when you make these characters unlikable or just uninteresting or just cliched or stereotypes, I can't root for you, But when you got your antagonist interesting as hell and on some crazy shit, I'm like, man, I kind of hope she get away with this. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I mean, were those kids ever actually going to amount to anything? We don't know. It's maybe we're better off.
And especially a movie like this, you got all these little privileged white kids that just want to drink and hey, can you buy us some liquor? You know what? I want Mom to whoop their ass.
like I'm a big fan of like exemplary consequences. So it's like, look. Kids, this is why you don't ask adults to go buy you liquor and then follow them home.
But it's gonna be the first night. Gonna be all good. It's gonna be all fun and games. And y'all want to go back to Mom? Okay, yeah. Well, apparently y'all see what drinking till you pass out. What can happen? This is actually gonna be a good lesson to teenagers.
Like. I got some grown up friends that could use this lesson. Goddamn, like,
I know.
It's like how you always pass out drunk in someone else's place. How is that?
Yeah, and then you're around a bunch of people you don't know. You don't know what's gonna happen. Don't do that. That ain't even safe. You know what I'm saying? Even not even on a horror movie level. That ain't safe.
Like if I ain't even gonna try to touch on stuff. I ain't gonna tell you not to drink. If that's how you do you. But don't do it to that extent in a place you can't control, man. You like 50 miles from home in some dude's trailer.
Yeah.
Like, be safe with your stupidity is the moral of the story.
Right, and I think this maybe the movie might be sending that message too. You know what I'm saying? So actually, I can't wait to see that, man. Surprisingly, I can't wait to see that. I thought that was going to be something else. I swear, I didn't know that was going to be a straight psychological horror movie. Was that what you call that?
I think like what they term them is like psychosocial.
Okay.
Yeah, like because I guess like strictly speaking, Jordan Peele's movie Get Out is kind of an extension of that.
Right.
Where it's like
in the same vein.
Yeah.
And
but like I feel like all the stuff I've really gotten excited about in the past few years has been this sort of thing. Like certainly horror at least, but like there's been this revitalization in the genre where it's like we can just make good stuff.
I know. And they keeping it low budget, and they actually putting a lot of good work into it that don't take explosions and all this damn
you don't
CGI
need explosions, the lights in the sky.
Stuff. And it's I'd like to see more of that, moving forward. And I like to see what studios don't want to try, but I like to see openly more now it's a cliche to say diversity, but I'm talking about not some just throwing in there. I'm talking about, so we got the main character, but you can show more races for all those characters and not even be like a big deal. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be thrown in your face. Hey, look, this is a black movie. No. This is a good movie. It just got black characters in it, and it ain't no same old. Usually, the black movies got to be the soap opera drama movies, the soap opera drama movies, hood movies, or what am I forgetting? or I guess like soul food, like the family get the comedies. Yeah. Comedies, well, family comedy where we get together for Christmas and we all just say dumb shit. Hood movies, or the little soap opera relationship movies.
I think one of my big takeaways on the way they've been making these movies is like, if you can't plug in someone of a different race or gender into a story that you identify with, you need to explore that.
Right, which you can, but you know how Hollywood. So I just want the art to speak louder than the politics of we want that we have an agenda to keep this as a certain color. I want the art to speak louder than that, where you say this is good. I don't care what color it is. It's just good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my whole argument is it's a lot of people from different races and backgrounds that can do a good job that won't even get a chance to put their bid in because they already know that they want to go with this person because they fit the profile they're looking for.
Yeah.
So
like when they put out that cast, they're saying we want a middle-aged white guy, blonde hair, blue eyes, yada yada. Right. And there's some Indian dude down the street who is perfect for the role. He just ain't got that look.
Exactly. I just want to see more of that, where if somebody from a different race or background that can do an amazing job, like directing, writing, whatever, I like to see his movie. I like to see what he can do, as opposed to say, well, he don't fit the profile, so he's not going to even try. We're not going to let him try. So moving on, that was our reaction discussion for Ma. A surprisingly good ass fucking trailer. And if you like horror movies, psychological horror movies, I think that's one you got to see.
Like, I'm gonna shop this one around, man. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna tell people
to need to know.
I'm gonna try to push this out there because I didn't know what I was in store for until I saw, because I saw Octavia Spencer. Like I said, I thought I was gonna be looking at one of them little, mystical Negro movies for real. Like they call me Ma because I got all the answers. I got all the answers for the white folks. They call me Ma. You know what I'm saying?
Man, what's your name? Oh, baby, you just call me Ma.
You just call me Ma. Let me fix you a plate. No, it ain't that. Nope.
If I get Sunday dinner at Ma's house.
Yeah. All right, man. So I'm gonna move on, man. I got a little news, dude. I'm gonna talk a little bit about what you want to do? You want to do DC or Marvel, man? Because we got both.
We can start with DC.
DC. All right. So, all right, two things, man. I seen an announcement. I don't know if this is official, but they're gonna do an Aquaman spinoff. Did you hear about that?
No.
Okay. What you think in the Aquaman that's worth spinning off? That you just guess.
I mean, I wouldn't mind like a couple of shorts about his dad going around, being Aquaman's dad. That's about the best thing I've seen in there.
I don't know about that, but if I was a guess, I was like, shit. Well, give me a Black Manta then. Give me a Black Manta prequel or a Black Manta spinoff.
That actually would be pretty cold, yeah.
But a villain get his own spinoff when he had a small role to begin with. That ain't gonna happen. But they talking about spinning off the it's called the in-depth the sea creatures, like where they went down to get the trident and all those little things jumped on the boat. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They talking about
underdwellers, I think.
Yeah, they talking about doing like a spinoff in that genre. Or I heard they did something with that in the comics where it's all about whatever comes from that deep sea, where it's so deep that it's a whole nother world or whatever. You know what I'm talking
about? Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, they was talking about spinning it off. I guess they got a decent story in it, but no, I can't see nobody too interested in that. In the trenches or some shit, or in-depth trenches. You know what I'm talking about? You ever heard of that?
Nah.
Okay, well, I ain't gonna keep on
But like, I mean, I don't know if there's a market for, like, cause
I said the same thing. Like, who want to see that?
Because like there wasn't a market for like a feature Aquaman film until after Justice League.
Right. I mean,
and so to then take that and say these creatures we showed y'all for about a sum total of 3 minutes in the movie. Y'all want to see a movie about them too, right? And I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, it don't seem that interesting. Like I said, it might have been a story somewhere where basically I guess the people gonna be like diving and find this other world or something, and they gonna have to escape the creatures or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Did already make that movie anyways?
What's that? Don't say the Megalodon. You ain't gonna say the Meg, was you?
No, I'm just saying, like, basically the plot synopsis for that Atlantis movie.
I think that's kind of what they looking at. They leaning towards that.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if they want to throw their money around, like they going to. So.
Right. That's why I was like, that's because the studio don't know what they got, and they feel like, oh, this is what people want. No, dude, you need to leave that alone for real.
Yeah.
You need to just stay the course with the superheroes. Don't try to do a spinoff on whatever the hell they got going on with the side stuff, a side quest. No.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work. And leave that shit alone. So my last opinion on that, it's not gonna work. Oh, it might work, but nobody cares. You know what I'm saying?
That was my first thought when you mentioned it. It was like, who cares about that? Moving on. Like, this just doesn't feel like something they need to be worrying about right now. They have enough rep to earn back as it is that I wouldn't even be wasting my time on stuff like this.
Yeah. The thing is, if you should do that, that's not really related to DC, that might be okay. But the thing is, you're
Yeah.
gonna put DC on it. So once you say it's from DC Comics, people gonna respect it. Well, when we gonna see, Superman? When we gonna see Aquaman? When we gonna see Batman? You
and
already lost.
Like it's kind of the same trap as like having a DC movie where it's accepted that Superman exists. So why are we waiting on these guys to fix it when Superman's here?
Exactly. So it's not
if
going to work.
And there's problems. Why doesn't Aquaman fix it?
They have a best bet of taking the idea, the concept, and doing it separately. They'll survive better doing that. That's my last thoughts on that, man. I'll move on to my next thing about the DC is Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad is going to be like a total reboot. Suicide Squad 2 basically going to be a redone of Suicide Squad. They scrapping the other one like it never happened or whatever, or there's going to be another universe. I don't know. But they are going to do a total reboot on that with James Gunn as a director. So this means a whole new roster and all new actors. Are you on board for that?
Absolutely. Abso-effing-lutely.
Now, so why is that, my friend?
The folks that did play their characters, that played their characters well for the most part in Suicide Squad, all three of them. I don't need them. Like the only person I need back is Amanda Waller. That's it.
Yeah, you got it.
So
those were all. Everybody that was in that movie was, like you said, replaceable, throwaway characters. None of them knocked it out of the park so much that nobody else can do this but them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was some fun stuff in there though. But go ahead, what you about to say?
Yeah, I'm just saying, don't get me wrong. Like there was some. Everybody had their moments. There was some Killer Croc moments. Right. There was
Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang had his moments. Fine. And Will Smith as Will Smith was amazing. But I'm never gonna let that go either. But the only person that I'm sitting there like, okay, we need to bring them back if we ever do this again, is Amanda Waller, simply because she's the only one we need back for this, premise.
Now the characters, I think they need to bring back. They just need to redo those characters. You can have other characters, but most of them characters are pretty decent. I always like Deadshot. He always been a mainstay with Suicide Squad. You don't need Harley Quinn since she got her own movie. Don't put her in the Suicide Squad. I hope they don't do that, and especially because you gonna oversaturate Harley Quinn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They pushing her so hard on every level right now.
Right. And it's going to be a point where I get tired of. Plus, I don't like what they did with Harley Quinn anyway, because females have gravitated to Harley Quinn so much, they changed the character. And it's like, okay, you like the character, but let's not forget what made this character unique. So you lost all that just because you liked her, and now you just made her this something else. She was never a superhero. Now they're making her a superhero. Harley Quinn was a sidekick of the Joker. Bottom line, sidekick of a Joker. A willing submissive.
The one thing I will say that they did well with Suicide Squad was they basically reminded everyone, y'all know she got a PhD, right? She ain't just some ditzy side chick. She does have a PhD. She crazy as all hell.
Which kind of makes that character more interesting. How the fuck you go from that to that?
So like that gives the character some depth and makes him more than just the Joker side piece. But then to top that off and saying, and now she's gonna save the world. I don't need that.
Right. Yeah. Now, you're right. I wouldn't mind seeing a movie about Harley Quinn, but not about her saving the world. You know what I'm saying? It's two different things. But moving on, so it's a lot of those characters. Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing back. Slipknot ain't coming back. I mean,
nah, you go.
I mean, if they did, who cares? He's interchangeable character. Like I try to tell people, if you want to see a good adaptation of the Suicide Squad, watch this Justice League Unlimited episode called Task Force X. It was a one-shot. You seen that episode? It was a one-shot episode with some members of the Suicide Squad went on one mission and they went back to jail at the end. But the whole point is, it was a small covert mission that they completed, and nobody even knew they was there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's what they got so wrong with the movie was, it's like the Suicide Squad ain't the Avengers, bro.
Exactly. So you put them on Avengers status, you know, and then you had all them saying, we're the bad guys. And that's what happens when big studios, or that's what happens when all these big actors with big egos get hold of this small property. You know? Yeah. Will Smith's like, yeah, I want to take my mask off because I'm Will Smith. You know, Margot Robbie like, well, you know, I'm a big star, so I want more screen time. You know, stuff like that, where I feel like the big names and big egos, you know, boosted up their movie so much that it turned into something else. You know, Suicide Squad is supposed to be like a contained story with these has-been, never-will-be's that's got abilities that end up have to take care of a situation. And not a situation it's kind of sometimes a situation beneath the superheroes' notice, or they are there to prevent it to getting to that point so the superheroes won't get involved. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's like we sent some soldiers into here to do some dirty work that we don't need the world knowing about it. The Justice League found out. They put us on blast, so I need you to go in there and quiet this down.
Right, and if you get caught, we gonna pop your head like a fucking. we got a collar on your head. We gonna pop that motherfucker if you get caught, or if you get caught, we just gonna say we didn't know who the fuck you are. You just a criminal that escaped. So they got their cover story already ready, so they know what they're getting into.
You know, you try to quit, pop. You try to run, pop. You try to turn on it, pop. You fail, might pop you, or we might just let them lock you up and tell them we never heard of it.
If you're lucky, we'll let them lock you back up and then use you again. So yeah, I think they're gonna go with the comedic route though. Are you good with that, or did you want it to be more serious?
I would like for it to be more serious, but if the only way it's gonna work out is with the comedy, then I'll take the comedy.
So they're getting James Gunn, because I think they want it to be more like Guardians of the Galaxy. The question is it going to be
which is a better comparison?
Say again.
It's a better analogy than trying to make them the Avengers. But
right. Well,
I am a little worried about this because this is like so close to him getting, you know, bumped from that franchise. And even though dark comedy is kind of his, you know, bread and butter, I'm worried that the only way he knows how to do like this kind of ensemble in this kind of, you know, world is basically Guardians. So
I know, and I worry because in Guardians 2, he wrote and directed that, and that was a hot mess. And I don't know if you give him full control, what the hell this is going to look like. And they're going to do, because he did the, in Guardians 2, it was so about family that it made me sick. That
but look, it was so about family, it could have been a Fast and Furious movie.
and they made Guardian the Galaxy a subplot to family issues. And I think that's a shitty way of making something that's got something that has something when the world is at stake. Why are we so more focused on the dude daddy issues or the girl sister and brother issues and all that other shit? You know, it's like, man, come on, dude. So
like, I feel like if they could, because like it was like with Guardians 2, like the problem I was seeing was, y'all know that at least half the reason this movie worked was because of the chick y'all had write the movie. Why would you not get her back? You know. So with this, it's like, you know, James Gunn should not be allowed to write and direct this movie.
That's what I'm saying.
So why wouldn't you get somebody else to write it for him?
But Guardians 2 was successful, and I swear to God, people were scared to say that movie was trash We wasn't.
No.
We called it for what we saw, man. That movie was hot garbage. And
Hey, look, I'll say it under duress. If they want to waterboard me, please don't waterboard me, but I'll still keep saying it. That movie was trash.
It was good.
They should have
right?
been ashamed of themselves.
But no, that's why I worry that is, maybe he's going to add something to it, spice it up or whatever. We'll see. Hopefully other people work on it with him and they can kind of ring him in. Because I think he got talent. It's just when you give him full control, it turns out to be Guardians 2. But when you ring him in, it turns out to be Guardians 1. I want Guardians 1, not Guardians 2.
I look at it kind of like, if you look at a punk rock band, when they just in their garage, they don't know what their, musical ideal is. They're just making noise to make noise to make noise. And so long as someone is there saying, okay, we going to make noise, but we going to make this kind of noise. This is the time we going to do it like this. This is they're good. Basically what I'm saying is he's a decent, let's call him a vocalist. He's a decent vocalist, but he needs a band behind him. And if you every instrument, it's just going to be a mess.
Yeah, I give you that. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on. But my last thought about that is I am happy. I'm on board with the decision of using James Gunn, and I'm on board with the decision of rebooting the original Suicide Squad. But hopefully they ring him in and don't let him just completely turn this into the Looney Tunes of a movie that was Guardians 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
never again.
Right. And I just think with a Suicide Squad can be a simple premise. It can be a heist film. It can be a contained bottle film. Whatever. Just you don't have to go, blow the portal in the sky. You don't have to go portal in the sky. But there's
enough because DC has enough crime lords and warlords and dictator states. All you need is a secure facility that they need to get into and do a thing and get out.
Yeah, right. And that'll keep it simple. What they need to be at. All right, so I'm gonna move on, man. I'll move on to some Marvel news. All right. Let's see how they living on the other side of the world. So Marvel going to do some TV show work on Hulu. So you know how Netflix they had a deal with Netflix to do they license out some characters for Netflix shows. Mm-hmm. Most of that's all canceled now, and it's all over. But they're gonna license out some characters for Hulu. But let me see. I got this story, dog. It's not what you think. So yeah, I saw this story earlier today. Oops. So what they gonna do, man? They got some 4 characters coming on different shows, and they're gonna kind of follow the same formula as Marvel did with Netflix, and they're gonna have them all come together because they're all in the same universe. So then they're gonna all have them come together on one show. So they got Howard the Duck. That was a plus for me. I was like, hell yeah, Howard the Duck. Anybody remember the movie Howard the Duck from the 80s? I know everybody remember. It's a classic. Most people say it was hot garbage. I remember when I was a kid, I liked it. But I say, what the hell you want from a talking duck movie, man? I was like, when people used to say that, like, what you want? It's about a talking duck.
I've talked to people who love Who Framed Roger Rabbit. They love Cool World, but they hate Howard the Duck. I'm like, what? Really?
Well, it's like, what do you want from it? It was a movie in the 80s before they even before they let you do, it wasn't no superhero movies, no big budget superhero movies. And Howard the Duck is a Marvel character. And when they came out with it, they didn't even, And you would think, oh, well, they're going to be kiddie and they're going to appeal to kids. No, they actually had duck titties. They had duck titties. Howard the Duck was cursing. He was smoking cigars. That's what you want, right? You go, Howard the Duck's a foul character. No pun intended. Howard the Duck is Howard the Duck is a character that, he smokes, he pinch asses, and he curses. And he was doing all that in that movie. I mean, I just think that's the best they could do with the technology and the time. I mean, for the time, of course they could do a better job now. But I'd say for the 80s, it was okay. I just think people just was a little too judgmental on something that had all these strikes already against it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'm sure if they do a sequel, it'd be a lot better. But that first one in its own right was actually not bad for the time, tell the truth. Especially compared to the other shit they did. Name me another Marvel character hero, a Marvel character movie before Howard the Duck that was better.
I can't.
Thank you. So I rest my case. So anyway, they're doing a Howard the Duck movie, which I'm excited. No, Howard the Duck TV show on Hulu, which I am excited about because I think it's going to be funny. So they also has Tigra and Dazzler. Let me read the rest of the story. Now Dazzler, I know she was an X-Men member. Who was Tigra? Where'd she come from? Is that like X-Men or something?
I don't really remember.
Hey, you want to cut your alert off, man?
Yeah.
Damn. So, okay, they said they're going to do Tiger and Dazzler TV show follows two superheroes in search of Hollywood stardom. Now, I believe that all these shows are going to be, I don't know, they might be animated too. Hopefully. Because I'm thinking, if you do this live action, it's not going to work. I think it's going to be kind of like, they're all going to be like funny. They're going to be like adult humor, like Adult Swim kind of like humor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, this is just me guessing. And then they also got something called Hit Monkey. Have you heard, now you said you never heard of Hit Monkey, right?
Never heard of him.
I haven't heard of it either. Apparently it's a show. It's a Meanwhile Hit. It's a Hollywood. Hold on. It is a pokes fun at Hollywood revenge flicks. So it's about like a assassin monkey, and as you can see,
why not? I guess.
Huh?
Why not?
Yeah, I think what I heard is it's about like a monkey that's got like a that's possessed by a Japanese hitman or some shit. It sounds crazy, but
It sounds like the setup to a really bad joke.
Right. But see and then they got a move, and then they got MODOK coming out. MODOK is a lot of people don't know he's tied to the Avengers, where he was like, what the fuck is MODOK? He's like a big ass head and two arms and legs. This is MODOK.
Yeah.
If you can see him right here, MODOK is like a big ass head. What does MODOK stand
for? I think it stands for machine organism designed only for killing.
Right. That is what MODOK stands for. And I think he's like I think he's big in Avengers comics. I don't know if that's where he first came from. But I remember him being on the Iron Man cartoon. And he's just like a floating head with little arms and legs. And Patton Oswalt is going to play MODOK, I believe. Which Patton Oswalt almost looked like MODOK.
Oh, I'm with that. I'm with that.
What I don't like about this whole thing, they got Howard the Duck. It might be is gonna be coming from Kevin Smith. I think this is all gonna be animated. I think Kevin Smith's gonna have a lot to do with the Howard the Duck, And I haven't been a fan of a lot of Kevin Smith's latest stuff. I like some of his older
Yeah.
stuff, like Clerks 2 and Mallrats. You know, I like all that. Chasing Amy, that was cool. But his later stuff was just like god awful to me. So I was like, man, I'm cool on Kevin Smith, man.
Yeah.
So they gonna all get all together, and they gonna put all these characters together and call them the offenders, not the defenders, the offenders. Meaning that it's pretty much a parody.
Pretty much. You know, like just, I think this is basically them trying to say, yeah, so look, the TV thing, it didn't work out the way we thought it was going to. But before y'all can get on it and tell us everything we did wrong, why don't we show you what we thought of? You know.
So, yeah, these are all going to be animated. These are all going to be animated. And I'm cool with that. Like, far as they're going to do a Howard the Duck animated TV show, but it's like going to be like adult. So it's going to be like, you know, up there with Family Guy and Bob's Burgers and all that shit, you know.
All right.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So I'm cool with that. They don't need to do a live action. Long as you keep it raunchy, long as you keep it true to the character, I think that's a great idea.
Like, I think it's also a step in the right direction for a lot of these properties where it's like the delineation between whether it's for adults or kids is it live action or is it animated? And being able to say, nah, that ain't a thing. If it's made for adults, it's made for adults. If it's made for kids, it's made for kids. We can do both.
Right. And then Howard the Duck being a adult character.
Very much.
Where don't confuse him with Donald Duck. And that was like a big thing. And when the character came out, Disney was trying to sue Marvel for stealing Donald Duck, with the likeness of Donald Duck to make Howard the Duck. That was the reason why That's the reason why Howard the Duck wear pants, because they said he looked too much like Donald Duck, so they gave him pants where Donald don't have pants. But anyway.
It wasn't me, Your Honor. As you can see, the suspect is clearly wearing pants.
So I thought that was that's interesting. I'm gonna have to look more into this Hit Monkey stuff.
Yeah, that sounds like something I could get a kick out of.
Right, but I think that's the whole thing. It's gonna be like watching like Adult Swim back in the day.
Yeah,
you know when you used to see stupid stuff. So don't think of it as superhero hour. Think of it as like the Adult Swim hour with a little superhero, kind of like Harvey Birdman.
Harvey Birdman, Space Ghost, Coast to Coast.
Yeah, all that. Now, if you liked all that, I believe that's the direction they want to go with this. And I can't say for sure if it's going to be good as all that, but I think that's the kind of tone they're going to have. And I'm okay with that. Tell the truth, we need something like that compared to them always being so serious. Like they try, like something like the Inhumans, like how bad that was. They took that shit so serious. Like
got home over here wearing some lifts,
right? Yeah. So I'm thinking like, man, if they would have went ahead and said, "Fuck it, let's make this shit a comedy," that might still be on right now. Because because some of it just don't translate, man. When you make live action versions of this and they take it all serious, it's not that good. It just don't translate.
Because like one of the last comic book TV shows that I actually enjoyed for anything was that show Powerless, because it's like that's where DC got to answer the question of, do y'all realize how ridiculous the stuff you write is? And it's like, no, yeah, we get it. It's like, that's why, so it's like superhero insurance, so like if you live in Metropolis, you gotta get your superhero insurance, because you never know when when Supergirl's gonna get knocked through your apartment, and then you're gonna have to move,
right.
So like
that is cool.
So it's like knowing that the companies are aware. No, we tell ridiculous stories. We get it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this podcast up. But that's the latest news on Marvel what they doing with the TV shows, and I'm on board with that too, actually. So ain't got no problems for me. All right. Thanks for checking out the podcast, and be on the lookout for that movie review. We got the Alita Battle Angel coming out this weekend. So be on the lookout for that, and because that come out actually, it's been coming out. It came out early. It came out Tuesday, but whatever. We gonna try to see it this weekend. We'll get that review and a spoiler discussion up for it. So, yeah, looks like we out of here. Subscribe to the channel, and what else we got to do?
Find us on social media and like us. We'll take that too.
Right, I gotta update all that stuff, but we're gonna get all that together. All right, let me get to this damn. Okay, there it is. All right, we out of here. Peace.
Peace.
All